Hey there, night dwellers. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to Twisted Tales Live. Look at that one piece of hair to go behind my ear. There How is everyone? Hey there. Let me get in here. Hey Kingfisher. Hey Bossman. Hey Tara. Hello, hello, hello. Martha Reagan. Hello and welcome in. Hey Kimmy. Hello. Hello. Fat World Forever. Hello. Hello, Lance. Hey, Mohammed. Hello, Rhonda. Hey, Julie. Hello, Deanna. How are you doing tonight? You did make it, Frat World. Hey, XJ. Hey, Colleen. Hey, Amy. Hello, Sue. How are you? Trying to catch everyone as they're coming in. Hey, Pop. Hello, Deanna. Hey, Shirley. Oh, you did, Kingfisher. Good. Oh, okay, Kimmy. Hey, Tammy Weber. Hello, Miranda. Hey, Mitchell Bennett. How are you? Hey, Jennifer. Welcome to Twisted Tales Live. I am your host, Bryn Morgan. Do you like scary stories? If you do, then you're going to love the story tonight. Hey, Mary. Hello, Vulcan. Hey, JD. Hey, Brandy Joe. Let's start sharing the live, if you would, please. Hey, Bonnie Sue, how are you? Hey, Eric Jones. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Thank you, Miranda. Oh, thank you, Fredwold. I appreciate that. Hey, Danis, how are you, darling? Hey, Wolves Whisper. Do you have someone that likes scary stories? Share this with them. They'll love it. I am doing good, Danis. Anytime that I'm past Monday, I'm good. I am definitely good. Tonight's color choice, red. So, with it being summer, well, almost summer here, I opted for something that was sleeveless, but also had shape. This is red, and she is quite lovely, I think. Hey, Firefly. It is hot here. Where are we? Ah. There we are. That's better. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Shirley. I was like, what color do I want to wear tonight? True crime. Red. Hey, legend of the 80s. Yes, I get that from a lot of people, actually, legend. They love Tuesday night. Hey, Angel 007. There we go. Oh, thank you, Tata. Vulcan, I am the Night Queen. Hey, Ohio girl. Hello, Shell Renee, Psychic Medium. Welcome. Hey, Gracie. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, get us in the mood for true crime. If you've seen the content today, the videos were absolutely amazing. Julie just rocks it every time. Kimmy, out of the park. XJ, just unbelievable. They make mine look like cartoons. But anyway, if you saw the content today, you know that tonight is going to be chilling. Who has ever heard of the Delphi Murders? Hello, Rotting Savior. Good to see you. Let me think on that, Fredwald. Hey, Magic Moon. Hello, Jake Spitzer. They start around 8:15, 8:20. Hey, CC. Night Dwellers, if you are ever just in the mood for good music, a great atmosphere, then please follow our fellow Night Dweller, Magic Moon. Every time that I go in there, the lives are just upbeat and exciting. If you ever have just had like a day of just the blahs, go visit Magic Moon. Follow her, please. Hello, Turtle Woman. Hey, Mia. How are you? Hey, Marine's daughter. Hey, Beverly Bright. Why, thank you, Rotting Savior. I accept that title. Who enjoyed last night? Could you get it out of your head? Did you think about it today when you woke up or throughout the day? The curse. I did too. I did. I really, really did. It was good, wasn't it, Bossman? I can tell when I have an audience. I can tell when magic is being created. And there have been quite a few of those moments recently. The first one was Friday night, the telling of the witch story for Appalachian Horror. That one was magical. I could feel it. And then last night, same thing. It was great. I could feel your energy. You could feel mine. And that is what I absolutely love. That's when moments are unforgettable. Hey, Rose. How are you? We're going to get started in 1 minute. Come on in. When is whose birthday? Mine? July the 31st. Last day. I'm a Leo. Hello, JD. Thank you for sharing the live. Let's start sharing. Let's start tapping the screen, if you would. First live goal is set for tonight. And over here is the Bewitched Boutique. Do as the moon calls you, whether it is a small gift or a grand gesture, it's greatly appreciated. All of it is, and goes toward keeping this live alive. Hello, Pamela. Hey, Melanie, how are you? My birthday is the last day of July. I am doing good. Welcome, night dwellers, to the night realm. I am the Night Queen, and tonight is True Crime Tuesday. This case, it gave me the chills for sure, so I know it will do the same for you. I thoroughly researched this case. The Delphi case takes place in Indiana. Anyone in the audience from there tonight? Indiana? Indiana girl, are you here? Hello, street, and welcome. Hey there, kiddo. Hey, Melissa. I want to show you some pictures before we begin the story. But first, lower your lights. Light a candle for ambiance. Lock your doors. Pull your curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself up in your warmest blanket as I begin the story that will send chills down your spine. Are you ready? Let me know in the comments. Hello there, Peaches. Hey, Rachel, how are you? This case absolutely gave me the coldest chills. I am, I will reveal events as it comes along in chronological order. The first pictures that I want to show you when I saw the bridge that the girls went to that day, I couldn't believe how dangerous that they looked. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Hello, Don Juan. How are you? Hey, Sherry. Young George. I understand, Magic Moon. I will try to be sensitive to... I always try to be sensitive to cases that involve children, because I know with us being mothers and fathers, the idea of something happening like that is just horrific to even think about. So I try to practice, and I'm going to put it into practice, being sensitive to cases involving children. With that being said, tonight's case is the Delphi unaliving, and it's going to be a comprehensive examination of the events. I will not be using words that can shadow ban us, pew pew, poker, unaliving. These words will be used, but you will know what they mean. Is the music good? You made me laugh. Very good. And I will show pictures as we go deeper into the story. On February the 13th, 2017, two teenage girls, 13-year-old Abigail Abby Williams and 14-year-old Liberty, known as Libby German, disappeared while hiking on the Monon High Bridge Trail near Delphi, Indiana. The first thing I'm going to do is set the scene by showing you pictures. This is the Monon Bridge. And that doesn't do it justice. It is extremely high. I will show another picture. I hope you can see it. Oh my gosh, I just got the coldest chills seeing that picture. You'll understand why here soon. Let me see if I can find another picture of the bridge. Julie had a good picture of it today. Here it is. So this is the bridge. Oh, that truly did cause cold chills. Their bodies were discovered the next day near the trail, launching one of Indiana's most high-profile unaliving investigations. The case remained unsolved for 5 years until 2022. The examination that I am presenting to you tonight is the facts of the case chronologically from the tragic events of February 2017 through the final resolution in December of 2024. Drawing on court records, official statements, and verified reporting to provide a comprehensive understanding of this complex investigation. Chapter 1. The day that changed everything. February the 13th, 2017. At 1:35 p.m. on February the 13th, 2017, Liberty German's older sister, Kelsey German, dropped off 13-year-old Abigail Joyce Williams and 14-year-old Liberty Rose Lynn German on County Road 300 North, east of the Hoosa Heartland Highway. These girls were inseparable. They went to everything together. They wore each other's clothes. The girls had planned to spend their unexpected day off from school hiking on the Delphi historic trails. It was a make-up snow day, and close friends decided to explore the area near the historic Monon High Bridge. Kelsey said later, "I didn't want them to go that day. In fact, I told Libby, why do you want to go out there today? It's cold." I'd even considered maybe driving into town, taking them to see a movie, but they were just hell-bent on going there. I beat myself up about it every day. I should have been stronger. I should have been firmer. I should have done a lot of things. On that February day, Jen placed a call to her father to confirm a pickup time later that day. Minutes later, at 1:41 p.m., German took multiple selfie snaps. She liked to take pictures. She wanted to be a forensic examiner when she grew up. I'm going to show you a picture of the two girls. That's them. Whole lives ahead of them. No worries. Their whole lives ahead of them. Now let's go back to this picture. So the girls are walking along the bridge. Out of nowhere, a man appears. Liberty, right here, you can see the shadow of her. She's taking screenshots and posting them on Snapchat. On that February day, German placed a call to her father to confirm a pickup time later that day. Minutes later, at 1:41 p.m., German took multiple selfie snaps, which showed a man in the background. At 2:07 p.m., German used social media to post a photo of this man walking the bridge on her Snapchat account. This would be the last communication from either of the girls. According to court testimony, a video was recorded of the suspect on the bridge at 2:13 p.m. An Apple Health app recorded the phone's final movements at 2:13 p.m. The girls had a set time to meet with family members between 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. to be picked up. When family showed up to get them, they were nowhere to be found. The girls were reported missing at 5:30 p.m. after they had failed to meet German's father at 3:15 p.m. The families initially searched for the girls themselves, standing on the bridge calling down into the woods, but there was no response. As darkness fell over the small Indiana town of Delphi, concern grew into fear that something terrible had happened to them. Perhaps one of them had fell off the bridge. Maybe they had wandered in the opposite direction. Maybe they were walking down a dark road somewhere nearby. Chapter 2, The Discovery, February the 14th, 2017. At 10 a.m., all crews were called to the area near the Monon High Bridge to resume their search for Libby and Abby. Authorities searching the area did not initially suspect foul play. They didn't, because nothing like that happened in Delphi, Indiana. It was a small town, charming, picturesque houses, well-maintained roads. People knew each other. People said hello. They never suspected foul play. However, this changed dramatically when searchers made a grim discovery. At 12:45 p.m., a call came in. The phone was handed to the sheriff. "You better take this, sir." "What is it?" "We found them. Both of them. Sir, it's bad." The Delphi fire chief announced that they had found Libby and Abby. Word began to spread around the woods, up on the bridge. It was not good. The bodies were found around noon the next day, about 0.5 miles east of the abandoned Monin High Bridge. The bodies were found on the north bank of Deer Creek. At 1:50 p.m., Indiana State Police, Kim Riley, Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Linsonby, and Delphi Police Chief Steve Mullins held a joint press conference to make a terrible announcement. 2 bodies were found while crews were searching for Libby and Abby. At this time, the bodies were not officially identified, but search efforts were officially scaled back. At 2:33 p.m., authorities positively identified the 2 bodies found Tuesday as Abigail Williams and Liberty German during a press conference held in Delphi. Autopsies were performed earlier that day in Terre Haute, according to authorities. Police did not initially release details of how the girls were unalived. In documents later released, an FBI agent noted that pieces of clothing from one of the victims was missing, and that it appeared the girls' bodies had been moved and staged at the crime scene. An autopsy showed that they had been attacked with a poker. The more specific details about the cause of death would not be revealed until years later during the trial. The discovery transformed what had been a missing persons case into a double unaliving investigation that would captivate national attention and challenge investigators for years to come. The positioning and conditioning of the bodies didn't provide any clues to the nature of the crime. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Chapter 3, the first evidence. Bridge Guy, February the 15th through the 22nd, 2017. So you know how I mentioned earlier that Liberty wanted to be a forensic examiner. She wanted to solve crimes. On February the 15th, 2017, when the bodies were discovered and removed, there was something underneath of Abigail, Liberty's phone. The police revealed that the phone had been found, and on it, police believed that they were images of the suspected unaliver. The discovery would provide investigators with their most significant early lead in the case. As early as February the 15th, 2017, Indiana State Police began circulating a still image of an individual reportedly seen on the Mon High Bridge Trail near where the 2 friends were unalived. The grainy photograph appears to capture a Caucasian male hands in pockets, hand down, walking on the rail bridge. ISP announced they wanted to speak with the man pictured or anyone parked in the lot near the bridge about what they may have sold. On February the 19th, 2017, the man in the photo was officially named a prime suspect in Abby and Libby's unaliving. But investigators had more than just a photograph. Because of Liberty, they had audio. I'm going to play the audio for you now. And for this, I will have to pause the music. And what you are about to hear is so chilling. I'm trying to find the one that I had today. It wasn't quite as grainy.
True crime collection backed by investigative journalism. Discover suspenseful podcasts, compelling videos, and captivating.
Just hang tight with me. It was letting me do it today. Just hang tight, trying to find one. Let me just do this. So what was caught on the audio? He's saying, guys, down the hill. Guys, down the hill. That's all he said. Guys, down the hill. What absolutely amazes me is that Libby knew something was wrong. She took footage, pictures of this man. and had his voice on recording. And I don't know about you, but I have full body chills right now. On February the 22nd, 2017, FBI and the Indiana State Police held a press conference releasing audio from the day that they were unalived. At the end of the video, a male voice is heard saying, "Guys, down the hill." The unalivings received extensive media coverage in part due to video and audio recordings released by law enforcement that came from German's smartphone, which recorded an individual believed to be the unaliver. The figure in the video walking with hands in pockets across the abandoned railroad bridge became known as the bridge guy. Investigators said that German's phone was discovered underneath her friend's body, suggesting that Libby had managed to conceal the device before the attack. Do you understand the significance of that? Her best friend had already been unalived, and here she is pushing this phone up under her body, hoping and praying that they'll catch him. Preserving crucial evidence that would eventually, although many years later, help solve this case. The release of the bridge guy, image and audio created a media sensation and generated thousands of tips from the public. However, despite the apparent clarity of having the subject on video, identifying him was going to prove far more challenging than investigators had initially hoped. Why did it take over 5 years to identify the bridge guy, despite having the video and audio evidence? What are your thoughts? Chapter 4, The Long Investigation, 2017 to 2022. The investigation into the Delphi murders became one of the most intensive in Indiana's history. Hundreds of tips came in, and dozens of extra law enforcement were called to assist in the investigation. But despite the apparent strength of the evidence, the case remained frustratingly unsolved. In the early days, and at times later, investigators looked at the man who owned the property along the creek where the girls' bodies were found. For more than 50 years, Ronald Logan lived on County Road 300 North, near the trail that leads to the Monon High Bridge. On March the 16th, 2017, state and federal authorities executed a search warrant at the home of the Carroll County man who owns the property where the 2 teenage girls were found unalived. However, this lead did not result in any charges. By February the 27th, 2017, the reward being offered for information leading to the arrest increased to $96,000, thanks to donations from the community and local businesses. On March the 1st, 2017, former Indianapolis Colts punter Pat McAfee and team owner Jim Irsay donated an additional $97,000 to the reward fund, pushing the reward up to $200,000. But the case was cold. Who did it? The thing is, the man on the video, there were thousands that looked just like him. First person, a friend of the Germans. I wish I could make y'all understand how torturous that this was for the German family. They just didn't understand how fate could be so cruel. And why Liberty? Why Abby? Why them? Those girls were doing nothing but just hiking. Just two teenage girls with the whole world in front of them. And then you see this man on the bridge. Liberty's family was just beside themselves. But they were also so proud of her for what she did. She had to be shaking in fear. She had to be terrified. In December 2021, state police announced they were seeking information from people who had contact with someone who used a fictitious online profile to communicate with young girls. They said investigators had uncovered a fictitious online profile named Anthony_Shots that was used from 2016 to 2017 on Snapchat, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Keegan Klein was believed to have communicated with German through a fake social media account shortly before the girls were unalived. But this avenue also failed to yield the breakthrough investigators needed. The years of investigation involved examining thousands of tips, conducting numerous interviews, and following leads across multiple states. Yet the identity of the bridge guy remained elusive, and the families of Abby and Libby continued to wait for justice. Why do you think it took 5 years? 5 years. Despite having video evidence of the suspect. What are your theories? Some of the research that I was doing was saying that there were people that were coming forward with the most bogus claims There were even men that were saying that they were the one that had did it, and it simply wasn't true. And they were talking about how frustrated that they were, that the police force and the FBI, that they were so frustrated because it was just like every lead that they had just froze over like an icy pond in Minnesota in the winter. It had to be frustrating. Exactly, Spitfire. It took 5 years. They didn't try very hard. Absolutely, Cinnamony. Absolutely. That is very true. And they went to Indiana, they went to Pennsylvania, they went to everywhere. Any lead that came forward, they had to go and investigate it. And it was just, they said it was just so frustrating because they really were trying their hardest to find the person that had did this. And one of the investigators said in a profile that he was close, that he was part of the town, and everyone was like, no, there was no way. No one in Delphi would do that. And this FBI profiler said, I'm telling you, he's close. He had a working knowledge of the bridge. He had a working knowledge of the area. He knew that it was not going to be heavily trafficked that day. And they told him, no, I think we're looking for someone else. Exactly. It's always who you don't suspect. But, you know, they were even saying, because there were candlelight vigils that were held for Abby and Libby, and he had even went so far as to say he had probably attended the candlelight vigils, he had probably attended the memorial service for both of them, and you know, he said he's right under your nose. But for some reason, they just did not believe that. Chapter 5, The Breakthrough, September 2022. The breakthrough in the Delphi Murders case came not from cutting-edge forensic technology or even a dramatic confession, but from meticulous attention to paperwork and a volunteer's dedication to organization. Years passed. Birthdays, holidays, Abby and Libby's friends graduating from high school, moving on to college. Their bedrooms left the same way that they were on the day that they were taken. Abby had a love of plush teddy bears. She loved them. Her bed was covered in them. Someone suggested perhaps getting rid of some of them. And her grandmother said, no way. We're keeping every one of them here. It wasn't until September 2022 when a volunteer file clerk helping authorities organize thousands of tips in the investigation saw something. She flagged a document that was related to an interview. An interview that had happened years ago. The authorities took a look at it, and they got cold chills up and down their body. There was an interview that had been done. The authorities turned their attention to a man by the last name of Allen, a volunteer that was helping organize thousands of tips in the case. Discovered a mislabeled lead sheet from years earlier with Allen's name on it. According to a probable cause affidavit, Allen was interviewed by the police in 2017 and said he was on the trail that afternoon for around 2 hours. The document showed that Allen had contacted authorities 2 days after the girls' bodies were found. Contacted them. That paperwork indicated that Allen had told an officer that he had been on the hiking trail the afternoon that the girls went missing. The mislabeled tip sheet revealed the man's name to be Richard Matthew Allen. And get this, he was a local CVS pharmacy technician that worked right in Delphi. He had placed himself at the scene on the day of the unalivings of Abby and Libby. The document also said that in a subsequent interview in October 2022, Allen told authorities that he had worn jeans and a black or blue jacket that day, and that he had simply gone to the bridge to watch the fish. Remember what the FBI profiler had said? We're looking for someone local. We're looking for someone close to home. We're looking for someone with the knowledge of the area. We're looking for someone who knows Delphi. According to testimony at Allen's trial, the volunteer provided the document to a detective and Allen. He was a CVS clerk in Delphi, and he was arrested weeks later. After more than 5 years of investigation, the case finally had the suspect in custody. So this is the question. How did a misfiled document from 2017 become the key to solving the case in 2022? How? Providence? And I'm going to show you the picture of the suspect. But first, I want to give some family members' testimonies that were given on October the 18th and 19th of last year, of 2024. Becky Patty was Libby German's grandmother, and when they were allowed to give up and give a victim statement, she remembered just feeling very apprehensive, as Kelsey did, about the girls going to the trail that day, going to the bridge. She remembered that Libby had turned around and she had said, "Grandma, it will be okay," before they headed to the trail. Becky Patty also said that she still has dreams about Libby on the bridge, standing and seeing the shadow of a man approaching in the distance. Kelsey Siebert, Libby's sister, she was the one that took Libby and Abby to the bridge, described her sister as being adventurous, confident, recounting how she encouraged Kelsey to drop them off. "We're not little kids, Kels. We know what we're doing." Kelsey said that when she saw the Snapchat posted and time-stamped at 2:07 p.m. with the man behind the girls, she said she got cold chills. Who was he? Derek German is Libby's father, and he testified about how when he arrived at the time that he was supposed to be there and didn't see them, there was this slight panic that invaded. But he said that's the way it is for all parents. When your child isn't somewhere that they're supposed to be, you automatically have a moment of panic. But he said as he saw the sun begin to set over the trees and the darkness begin to settle in, he knew something was terribly wrong. There was a witness. Her name was Sarah Carball. She did not come forward for a while, but she was a local walker, and she testified that she saw a man that day. Later, he was called the Bridge Guy, around 4:30 p.m. on February the 13th, 2017, on County Road 300 North, near the bridge. She described him as climbing up the hill under the bridge. She said he was covered in mud and blood, hunched over, not making eye contact. It was as if he was trying to fix the cuffs of his jacket. In cross-examination, defense pointed out inconsistencies. Her initial police report mentioned muddy, but not bloody. And her code description differed after viewing released video. Carball insisted, "I'm telling you that I saw a man on the side of the hill with mud and blood, and that's that. Now you can choose to take it and use it or not, but I know what I saw." Perhaps she did. We are going to take a 5-minute intermission, and then I am going to come back with the remaining part of the Delphi case. Be back in 5. Hello there, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the story of the Delphi case. One of the saddest, but yet also one of the bravest victims that I think I've ever heard. And the fact that she was only 14 and had the ability, even in the midst of what she was going through, for her to record him and take pictures of him. So brave. So terribly brave. I mean, just unbelievable. Yes, Magic Man. She was the one that wanted to work in forensics. And so it's just kind of chilling that it actually was her. It was her footage. It was her audio. It was her pictures that ended up capturing the killer. Hey Ray Bab, how are you? So brave, so brave. When I heard that, I remember that, you know, when the case happened, I was watching TV one night and they were talking about it, and that it had actually, the footage had came from the victim's phone. And I was just, wow. You know, I was just, oh my goodness, this is crazy. It is. It really, really is. So, incredible. Absolutely incredible. It truly is not. I just I don't know. I don't know. You have to be. You just have to be dark. Just dark to hurt a child. I just can't even wrap my mind around it. I can't even comprehend it. That's how strange and odd that it is for me. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Reverb. No doubt, Martha. Oh my gosh, I just don't know. I really don't. Absolutely, Mia. Absolutely. Hey, Skywatcher. Hey, Spitfire. How are you? I want to thank everyone for tapping tonight. Everyone who has gifted Twisted Trinkets tonight. Thank you. Those who have went into the Bewitched Boutique and picked a gift there. Thank you so much. All of this goes toward keeping Twisted Tales Live alive and bringing you stories Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock p.m. till 10ish. Also, this Sunday we will have another subscribers live. Now, you know, I want to make sure that you have a good experience, good music and everything, so it'll be a normal live, but only subs will be able to chat and to communicate. But that will be 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, Paranormal Wednesday, third Wednesday of the week. What does that mean, Bryn? You tell your stories. You share your paranormal experiences with us. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. She had to know. I just want you to understand. There was a, I forget where I read it. I read so many different articles and different things when I was researching this, but they were saying that when she did it, that Abby had already been unalived, and that there was a strong possibility that he was beginning to attack her. So she took her phone, knowing that footage was on there, and shoved it, pushed it up under Abby. All right. Who's ready to hear the rest of the story? Now I'm going to show you a picture . So this is, from what I'm understanding, this was the original sketch that was done. And they're saying that this photo is what really caused a lot of issues. What is all this across my face? This is so freaking annoying. But then if I cut it down like that, then that cuts out the castle. I don't like that. I like the background. Hello, Scientist 25. Oh, thank you, Jules. Thank you. Let me see if I can turn comments off. Where would I do that? Let me see. Hold on. Mirror your video. Content disclosure. Comment. No, I don't know. I don't want to do that. Where do I go and turn off comments? Settings, comment settings. Okay, so I'm going to turn these off simply because I don't want it blocking the face. So hopefully that will be better. And so there we go. But anyway, so there was a sketch that was done. And this is what was sent out to the public. And in this, you know what, that's not going to work. I can't have y'all not being able to chat. Yeah, you know what, it's just going to have to work, you know. I don't know why that it does what it does. But that's just weird. So, I don't know. Okay, cool. Just making sure. So when the actual sketch was done, this is what was sent out to the public. The man had a beard, mustache. This is the sketch that was sent out to the public. But then years later, this photo, if you zoom in on it, he does not have a beard. He does not have a mustache. Okay, good, Shirley. He did not have a beard or a mustache. So what they're saying is people were looking for someone who had facial hair. And he did not. And they're saying that that could have thwarted. Is that you, Alan? That is funny. You know, they're saying that, you know, that was not true. And they're saying that there was just a lot of mistakes that were made. Depends on what you did. Hey, Tatiana. So, according to testimony at Alan's trial, the volunteer provided the document to a detective and Alan. He was a CBS clerk in Delphi. He was arrested weeks later. After more than 5 years of investigation, the case finally had a suspect in custody. But again, how was that missed? How was that missed? He was right there in front of them. How was that missed? Chapter 6, Richard Allen, the suspect emerges. So let me show you the photo now. This is the guy. He did not have a beard or a mustache when he unalived Libby and Abby. He did not. Richard Matthew Allen, born September 1972, grew up in Mexico, Indiana. Allen was a student at North Miami Middle High School in neighboring Denver, where he participated in football, track, and field until graduating in 1991. Allen attended Ivy Tech Community College, where he studied accounting and had a short stint in both the U.S. Army and the National Guard. Allen was later married and had one daughter. From 2003 until 2013, he worked as a store manager at Logan Sport Walmart. He later worked at 2 CVS pharmacy stores. One in neighboring Peru, Indiana, and the other in Delphi, before receiving his pharmacy technician license in February 2018. Allen had lived quietly in Delphi, the same small community where Abby and Libby had lived and been unalived. Allen was arrested in October 2022. He had become a suspect after a retired state government worker who volunteered to help police in the case found paperwork in September 2022 showing that Allen himself had contacted authorities 2 days after the girls' bodies were found. He contacted them. Allen, 52 years old, a drugstore worker who had been living in the same small community where the teens resided, was arrested on unaliving charges in October 2022. Weeks later, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of unaliving and 2 counts of felony unaliving and faces a maximum prison term of 130 years. Needless to say, the arrest shocked the Delphi community. For more than 5 years after these teens were unalived, Allen had still lived in Delphi while working at the local pharmacy. He had been hiding in plain sight, just like the FBI profiler had stated. continuing his normal life while the community around him mourned and searched for answers. An unspent round from a .40 caliber pew-pew found near their bodies came from a pew-pew owned by Allen. A probable cause affidavit in the case alleged. This ballistic evidence would become a crucial part of the prosecution's case against him. Here's a question for you. How was Richard Allen able to live and work in the same community for over 5 years without being identified as a suspect? Chapter 7, Pre-Trial Complications, 2022 to 2024. The path to trial was far from smooth, marked by legal complications, defense maneuvers, and controversial evidence claims that would dominate headlines and delay justice for the families of Abby and Libby. Allen's defense attorneys argued a motion to move the trial out of Carroll County based on concerns about juror bias due to what the attorneys described as the extensive media attention and the highly publicized nature of the case in the local area. In December 2022, Judge Gull issued a gag order until January 2023. In October 2023, the judge removed the defense attorneys, citing gross negligence due to crime scene photos being leaked from their office. The attorney's removal was appealed to the Indiana Supreme Court, in which the justices of the Indiana Supreme Court reinstated the defense attorneys to the case. During this period, Allen's defense team said that the teens were unalived in a ritual sacrifice by people affiliated with a pagan Norse religion known as Odinism that has been embraced by white nationalists. This was the first thing that had ever came forward about Odinism and rituals and sacrifices. According to court filings, detectives previously obtained information that connected two groups of men who practiced Odinism to the unalivings, one in or near Delphi, and another one that took place lived in Rushville. The defense claimed in the memorandum that the Carroll County Sheriff lied about evidence to obtain a search warrant at Allen's property and asked the judge to deem the search warrant illegal and to suppress what was obtained when it was executed. Defense attorneys said no forensics, including DNA, and no electronic data extracted from computers or phones or from social media linked Richard Allen to the crime scene. Meanwhile, prosecutors have said Allen, who has been held in a maximum security prison while he awaits trial, confessed to the killings in conversations with facility staff members and inmates and a recorded phone call to his wife. Allen's lawyers have said that he is innocent and that he appears to be experiencing mental health issues, including delusions and memory loss. On November 2024, the prosecution presented recorded prison calls in which Richard Allen reportedly confessed to his wife and mother. I did it. I unalived Abby and Libby. He repeated, if they want to know, I did it. And spoke of spending the rest of his life in prison and was terrified of facing the death penalty. Meanwhile, how did the Odinism theory and pretrial complications affect public perception of the case? How did the Odinism theory and pretrial complications affect public perception of the case? Blew me out of the water because I had never heard anything about that. Did you? Chapter 8, the trial. October to November 2024. The trial began on October the 18th, 2024 in Delphi. The 7 women and 5 men were sequestered throughout the trial, which began October the 18th in Carroll County seat of Delphi, the girls' hometown of about 3,000 residents in northwest Indiana, where Allen also lived and worked. In his opening statement, Carroll County Prosecutor Nick McLeland told jurors, "You see that man over in that chair? Do you see him? Their throats have been attacked with a poker. Libby was completely unclothed and covered in blood," he said. Abby was clothed in Libby's sweatshirt and jeans. How kind of him to redress her in her friend's clothes. At trial, the prosecution argued that Allen used power and fear to force Abby and Libby down a hill near a then abandoned rail bridge and did unspeakable things to them. On February the 13th, 2017. According to court testimony, a forensic pathologist confirmed that both girls died after their throats had been poked. Indiana State Police Lieutenant Jerry Holman called the crime brutal. Perhaps one of the most brutal scenes he had ever seen. Telling the judge Abby and Libby were stalked, kidnapped, humiliated, and treated like animals. The prosecution's case centered on several key pieces of evidence. McLeland identified Allen as the bridge guy, the person captured in the video who was seen walking along the abandoned bridge wearing jeans, a hat, and a dark jacket. McLeland pointed to dozens of unaliving confessions that Allen had made during his pre-trial detention to prison officials, a prison psychologist, and his wife. The prosecutor also pointed to a .40 caliber bullet found at the crime scene that McLeland said had been matched to a gun that belonged to Allen through a ballistics analysis. Over the course of the trial, the prosecution highlighted Allen's dozens of confessions while he was incarcerated. He confessed to the crime more than 60 times. Prosecutors say, including to his wife, his mother, the psychologist who treated him, the warden, and other prison employees and inmates. They played audio recordings of some of the confessions for the jury. Monica Waller, the former lead psychologist at Westville Correctional Facility, where Allen was housed, testified he initially told her he was innocent, that he did not do it. But he began confessing to the crimes in April 2023. And around that time, he was placed on suicide watch. Waller testified that Allen told her, "I unalived Abby and Libby." What role did Allen's multiple confessions play in the prosecution's case? Do you think it helped? Chapter 9, the defense and the verdict. November 2024. The defense team mounted a vigorous challenge to the prosecution's case, questioning both the physical evidence and Allen's mental state during his confessions. Attorney Bradley Rosie dismissed the ballistics evidence as a magic bullet, saying investigators had made an apples to oranges comparison of the unspent round to the one fired from Allen's pew-pew. And he said no fingerprint, DNA, or forensic evidence links Allen to the scene. The defense further argued there is no physical evidence tying Allen to the unalived and said confessions he made in the past were forced, involuntary, and stemmed from being in solitary confinement for months. In court, Allen's defense lawyers described him as an innocent man. Innocent. Who denied having unalived the girls and provided a false confession only after he had been held in an environment that they compared to solitary confinement. In response, Rosie said that Allen wasn't clearly identified by witnesses as the man on the hiking trail or the bridge where the teenagers went missing. He also pointed out that Allen still lived in Delphi for more than 5 years after the girls were taken. He had every chance to run, ladies and gentlemen, but he did not run because he did not do it, Rosie told the jurors. The 12-person jury began deliberations Thursday, and they spent about 19 hours deliberating before reaching a verdict. After 4 days of deliberations, on November the 11th, 2024, Richard Allen was found guilty of 2 counts of unaliving, 2 counts of felony unaliving in the highly publicized Delphi unaliving trial. Richard Allen sat emotionless as the guilty verdict was read. His lawyers comforted him before he was handcuffed and led away from the courtroom. Regardless of what the verdict is, people aren't going to be happy, said Special Judge Francis Gall ahead of the verdict. The community that had waited over 7 years for justice finally had their answer. Bridge Guy had been identified, tried, and convicted. Let me ask you, do you think the defensive arguments about mental health and lack of physical evidence influenced the jury's deliberations? I don't. Chapter 10, Justice and Sentencing, December 2024. On Friday, December the 20th, 2024, convicted Delphi, Indiana unaliver Richard Allen was sentenced to 130 years in prison for the 2017 murders of 2 teenage girls. Last month, a jury found Allen guilty of all charges in the double homicide. Felony unaliving for the killing of 13-year-old Abby Williams while attempting to commit kidnapping. Felony unaliving for the unaliving of 14-year-old Libby German while attempting to commit kidnapping. Unaliving for knowingly unaliving Abby, and murder for knowingly unaliving Libby. A gag order prevented the families of Abby and Libby from commenting during or after Allen's trial. That makes me so mad. Libby's grandmother, Becky Patty, broke her silence on Friday, saying at sentencing, "I can never change my choice to let Libby and Abby go to the trails that day. I hope that he lives with the same fear he caused Abby and Libby in the last hour of their lives," she said. Abby's grandmother, Diane Erskine, said, "This is a day of great sadness for our family. We won't be going home to celebrate with champagne." Nearly 8 years have passed since her granddaughter's unaliving. Erskine said, "I watched her friends graduate college, and I just cannot help but wonder how many of my great grandkids were unalived on that day too." That's sad. Erskine said Abby's last words in Libby's phone were, "Don't leave me up here." So the grieving grandmother didn't let herself leave the trial, even during tough testimony. These haunting final words provided insight into the girls' final moments and the terror that they experienced. Carroll County Sheriff Tony Liggett apologized to the families for the case taking 8 years to reach a conclusion. "There will never be any closure in this case," the sheriff told reporters. "A form of justice was served, but it does not bring Abby or Libby back. These families will live every day without 2 of the most important people in their lives. They're missing milestones because a low-life coward decided to take their innocent lives." But the absence of Abby and Libby as the girls were known, still looms large. Do you say that there is winners in this? Patty asked. Yeah, we got our verdict, but that didn't bring our girls back. It doesn't give us closure. The only thing that it gives me is just a little bit of peace to know that he can never hurt another person again. The sentencing marked the end of a legal journey that began on a cold February day in 2017 and concluded nearly 8 years later. While justice has been served, the pain of loss remains permanent for the families and communities who have been forever changed by these tragic unalives. Question: how did the family's statements at sentencing reflect the long-term impact of these crimes on the Delphi community? The Delphi Murders case represents both the persistence of law enforcement and the power of technology in modern criminal investigations. The murders received extensive media coverage only in part, due to video and audio recordings that were released by law enforcement that came from Libby German's smartphone, which recorded an individual that she believed to be the unaliver. She knew that they were in danger. She knew it, and she recorded it. And that is brave. Yet despite having apparent video evidence of the perpetrator, it took over 5 years to identify and arrest Richard Allen because of messed up paperwork. The resolution of this case came not through dramatic breakthroughs, but through methodological police work, careful examination of evidence, and the dedication of volunteers helping to organize thousands of tips that were pouring in. A volunteer file clerk helping authorities organize thousands of tips in the investigation. She was key too, flagged a document related to an interview, leading authorities to Allen. McClellan has filed a motion to keep the crime scene photos, autopsy photos, and Allen's mental health records confidential, ensuring that some aspects of this case will remain sealed to protect the dignity of the victims and their families. The legacy of Abby Williams and Libby German extends beyond the tragedy of their unaliving. In August 2017, the families announced their plans to build a sports complex for Delphi in memory of the girls. A nonprofit organization, LNA Park Foundation, was formed to celebrate and commemorate the lives of Libby German and Abby Williams by creating a place for the appreciation of art, nature, play, and athleticism for generations to come. The Delphi unaliving case serves as a reminder of the devastating impact of violent crime on small communities, the importance of technological evidence in modern investigations, and the enduring strength of families seeking justice for their loved ones. While Richard Allen will spend the rest of his life in prison, with absolute certainty, the memories of two bright young girls whose lives were cut tragically short will live on in the hearts of those who knew them and the community that never stopped fighting for justice. And that is the true crime case tonight, the Delphi unaliving of Abby Williams and Liberty German. Yeah, Alan. I was shocked by it too. In fact, I was looking up. Let me see if I can find that article. You're welcome, XJ. So, in September 2023, in a 136-page filing, Richard Allen's attorneys proposed that the murders were a ritual sacrifice carried out by Odinist and not by Allen. They alleged possible Odinism signatures at the scene, branches arranged on the girls' bodies to form pagan symbols or runes, blood smeared into a tree forming a rune-like symbol, notably resembling the letter F in Norse lore. Defense experts, including Dr. Dawn Perlmutter, labeled the scene a textbook ritual unaliving, pointing to the staging, body positions, and water locations. These are all traits common in pagan sacrificial crimes. Really interesting. Investigators reportedly considered an Odinist ritual early in 2018, but abandoned it after consulting with a specialist. In September and again November 2024, Judge Francis Gold barred the defense from raising any Odinism-based theory or naming alleged cult suspects at trial, citing lack of admissible evidence and risk of jury confusion. The court deemed the alleged ritual signatures speculative and unsubstantiated. Forensic investigators, including a blood pattern expert, contested the ritual interpretation, arguing that the marks were consistent with blood transferred during the attack, not deliberate runic symbols. Commentary in forums like Reddit described American Odinism as a weird take on Norse mythology, tied more to far-right extremist ideology than genuine ancient practice. So basically, they just did not allow any of that into evidence. Exactly. That's exactly it. Thank you, Firefly. But we just have to face it. It's just like what Senator Jefferson just said. If Abby didn't use the phone the way she did, I'm sure this crime still would not have been so solved. I 100% agree with you on that. I really, truly do. They even went so far, the defense posited a theory that Odinist orchestrated the Delphi murders as a ritualistic sacrifice supported by alleged staging, runic symbolism, and body positioning. The prosecution and investigators strongly disagreed, attributing the evidence to more conventional forensic interpretations. And then Judge Gold excluded the theory from trial, calling it speculative and potentially misleading to the jury. Yeah, absolutely, Alabama. The defense was definitely reaching, for sure. But yeah, 100%. Fire Taurus 66. It is a chilling case, and I believe there's documentaries on it. I know there's like crime shows, probably like Dateline and some of the others that are out there, for it. But I definitely wanted to cover this one. Oh, absolutely, Melinda. Go ahead and do it. Post it. There was just too much evidence pointing to him. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What is so crazy is they should have listened to the profiler at the beginning. He said he is a homeboy. He lives here. He knows the area. He may have run across them, it's possible, He worked in the local CVS as a pharmacy technician. Thank you, the world teacher. I really am trying to find everything that I can to bring a whole case to you. I hate hearing something and having so many holes in it. I'm just like, give me everything. I want everything. I've been studying this for so long. Oh my goodness, Melinda. Hey Casper, how are you? But yeah, this case is just absolutely chilling. The picture that did it for me was he is walking behind the girl, behind Abby, on the bridge, and just knowing what is coming in the future for those poor girls is just chilling. It's just chilling. It's been over 20 years. Oh my goodness, Melinda. I'm so sorry. I know how it is to have a family member taken. My thoughts and my prayers are with you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Johnny. So, on a lighter note, tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern, is Paranormal Wednesday. Now, I will have a paranormal case ready, and while we are waiting for people to come into the box, I will start reading. But tomorrow night, I want to hear from you. That is so sad. Yes, Johnny, please, come. I know, it was sad magic, for sure. You are always welcome here, Johnny, for sure. Well, we didn't quite hit that goal. We missed 3. Spicy Joe Finds, thank you for sharing the live. Thank you. Casper, always good to see you in here. Oh, Tanya, you did. But it will be available on YouTube tomorrow. In fact, I think there are a couple that I have to go in and unlock for the public. Last night was chilling, tonight was chilling, and I'm sure that tomorrow night will be chilling too. See you tomorrow night. All right, Magic. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Good night, Alan. Yes, you are. Don't forget, Subscribers Live, Sunday night. Everybody will be able to come in and watch it. Only the subscribers will be able to chat. It was sad. True crime is always going to be sad. For sure. Yes, you will be able to chat, Melinda. For sure. Can we get 3 more bows? 3 more before the live ends. Over 350k likes. Great job, everyone. Thank you. XJ, thank you so much for the beautiful bow. Good night, Pamela. Thank you to everyone being here. Tanya, thank you for the bow. Thank you so much. One more. I also want to just give you all a shout out. When I ask, you deliver. And I thank you so much for that. And that is why I try so hard to bring you the best. Only the best stories in every possible scary category that there is. But I want to thank you for commenting on the content. It is helping. We are getting more shares. We are getting more likes. We're getting, it's all just working together. TikTok is an engagement app. It likes engagement. It wants to see you engage. Engaging is not a smiley face emoji or a heart. Engaging is saying, oh, you know what? That is a dang cool video right there. I cannot wait to watch that tonight. That's engagement. And that shows, hey, something is going on at Twisted Tales Live. And I try to respond to every comment. There are comments coming in now and I'm like, did I respond to that one? I don't know if I responded to that one or not. So thank you so much. Please keep up the good work. Also, over there on YouTube, to go worldwide, to monetize, we need 1,000 followers. So you're probably already following me over there. It's free. When you subscribe, it's free. But, you know, family, friends, co-workers, tell them about Twisted Tales Live. I am pretty sure that our viewing time is way up there. We have to have 4,000 hours of viewing time, and it's got to be close, but we've got to have it by the end of the year, and we have to have 1,000 followers by the end of the year. And right now I think we're like at 315, 318, somewhere in there. So we still got some work to go. We still got some work to do there. But I really, truly appreciate it. You are welcome, Tanya. Thank you. Also, please don't just comment on videos that I post. We have got 3 hard night watchers behind the scenes that are getting this name of Twisted Tales Live out there. And that is Julie, Kimmy, XJ. They work so hard. So please be respectful of them and comment. Comment for us. If you work from the bottom up, share it. You don't have to actually share. Just click on it. Copy link. TikTok picks up on it. And they think that you're actually sharing it. Then save it. Then comment it. 5 words or more. 5 words or more. How long does that take? 5 seconds? 10 seconds? Then like it. Click that little heart and turn it red. Thank you. And then, if you like what you see, if you love the stories tonight, last night, hit that follow button and the notification bell and never miss another Twisted Tales Live. Thank you, Fire Taurus, for subscribing on YouTube. It's free, guys. It's free. Thank you, Sue, for sharing. Thank you, thank you. Also, you like the conversation going in here during the live? Well, guess what? It continues in the Discord. The link has been posted by one of our wonderful night watchers. You want to come over and become part of the family? Head on over there. We would love to have you. There are different things that are coming. Merch, I'm still looking at it, still deciding if that's what I want. I'm not gonna, take a little tote that I can't even put library books in. So I want something bigger. So what I'm choosing for you is what passes my eye. Oh yeah, and that's a big thing. When you come over to Discord, half of the time we don't even know who you are. So can you please change your username to what it is in TikTok or YouTube so we know who you are? We would greatly appreciate it. So we've heard what you've said: towels, pillowcases, t-shirts, candles. I've lost count of everything. You are spicy. Joe Fines will know who you are. How about a Goldstone Castle blanket? Ooh, Raybab. I love that. So head on over there to YouTube. The Night Watchers will welcome you. The Night Dwellers will welcome you as well. Look at those likes. I've been on lives that are bigger than this one, and they don't have that many. So thank you so much. That just goes to show how hardworking that you are. And don't think that I don't appreciate every single heart, every single share, every single FYP, every single twisted trinket. Don't think it's not appreciated, because it is. I would also like to call out the following gifters: Kerry King, XJ, Tanya, Pamela, Bryn's writing tips and stories. Pom Mom 1, Sandra Jefferson, Scientist 25, CC, Alan, Zoe Ann, Hey Dear, Mia, JD, Lulu, thank you Lulu, Judy, Janet Cookie, hey Janet, Jim Rocks, thank you, Cindy Minnie, Little Cat, Spitfire, Melanie, The Witch of Woodfin, Melissa, Ebony Eyes, thank you, Leslie Marie, hey Leslie, Libra State of Mind, Sherry Phillips, Rachel, Amy, Marine's Daughter, Rose, Cece, Gracie, Shell Renee, Psychic Medium, thank you, Brandy Joe, Danis, Judy, Julie, thank you so much. All appreciated. Mr. Night King, hello. Mila Jean, hello. We've already had a very creepy night with this story, so we're going to refrain from ending the show on True Crime Nights with that because you've already been scared enough. Hey, lovely, how are you? Mr. Night Queen is in the house. So I'm just hanging out with you for a little bit here tonight, just to say hi, and I appreciate you all. I know that there is a lot of lives that go on TikTok, and you could be in any of them. And the fact that you choose to come and hang out with me in the night room and hear these stories is humbling, to say the least. And I appreciate every single one of you. I'm good, lovely. I'm good. Always good to see you here. If you end up looking up my cousin, let me, hold on just a moment. So, I had a sister that was taken too. So, where was it, Melinda? Washington, Missouri. There it is. Oh my goodness. I see her picture. I did. Hey Cheryl Ann, how are you tonight? I will read about it, Melinda, okay? She's beautiful. Oh, That's terrible. Trying to see if I can expand. So this is Melinda's cousin that she was telling us about. She was lovely. I don't know why YouTube wants to do that. It wants to be all glary. Hopefully you all are able to see her. That is one of our own night dwellers who had a great tragedy. It really was. That's just terrible. Hey, Awakened Buddha J, how are you? Good to see you in here. Was her unaliving ever solved? That's terrible. Terrible thing. I was trying to read up more information on it. Oh my goodness. Is that true, Melinda? What they're saying about the one that unalived her? Yes, I just wanted to confirm first with Melinda if what I'm reading here is true, because that is chilling. And sometimes what you read on Reddit cannot be, what's a kind word that I can use? I don't trust everything that I read on Reddit. So I know a lot of things are posted on there, and I'm just like, really? Yes, I like to validate it before I actually said anything. Anyway, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. I was like, what word am I looking for? And it was validate. That's what it was. I want to validate it before I say one word, you know? So thank you, Buddha. Thank you. You know, it does give you closure when the monster that, you know, took a family member, took a friend, is captured and is behind bars, but it's still, that doesn't solve everything. You still have to think about, you know, what your loved one went through, and you're still haunted by it. You're always haunted by it. It never goes away. The sadness never goes away. So anyway, you are all wonderful. Love you all so much. Every single one of you. And I cannot wait until we are back together tomorrow night for Paranormal Wednesday. So come on. Bring those creepy stories. I can't wait to hear them. Things going bump in the night. Calling out your name. Hey, Leslie Marie. I truly do love you all, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So tomorrow night, we're going to have fun again. We're going to do it again tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I will see you there.
Bye, Hazel. Bye, Granny. Bye, Happy. There she goes. She's going on her first date.
Bye, YouTube.